and it's the Champions League. They both made it through to the quarter-final. So you look at how many games they've played at the top there, and Haaland's record, 20 goals in 14 games is off the scale. But I think what we do see in those first 2 or 3 categories is the fact the assist Mbappe gets. So if you put the assists with the goals with Mbappe, it's a goal a game, or he's involved in a goal a game, which is just short of Haaland. But then you actually look at the stats underneath. Shots very similar, expected goals, the chances they get. The shot conversion, it's just off the scale from this guy here.
19 is good, isn't it? 44 is ridiculous.
Whether he can continue that, but that is just... But again, you look at chances created. So, those stats alone tell us, Thierry, the differences if you bought one of those players, what you were going to get.
You have it right there. You have a guy that thinks about goals. 14 games, 20 goals. The other one is all around. 42 games, but because he moves around, obviously he's not in the box that often because he creates for others. And then you have that with the assist. And then the short conversion, you can see that the other one, if he has one chance or two, it's in the back of the net. Mbappe might take a bit more, but he moves a bit more. So sometimes he might be tired at the end of some finishing because he moves a lot. But this is what you're getting. 2 amazing strikers that can do different things.
Who do you enjoy watching the most?
I like a killer. So Mbappe kills you a different way, and Haaland kills you a different way. They're different.
Thierry's been here since 4 o'clock, and we haven't got him to say Mbappe or Haaland once, so he's not going to do it on TV. A better way of asking, I think these are the 2 strikers that everyone in Europe, or certainly the Premier League, are looking at. Who do you actually think suits what team? So who would suit a Pep Guardiola team more, Mbappe or Haaland, or Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea?
It's a tough one. It's a tough one because Mbappe gives you something different. Listen, we talked about it before off air, and it's not me trying to get out of it, but Owen needed Eski like Eski needed Owen. They're different type of player. You can compare maybe Mbappe to another guy that likes to move and be different. Is he gonna put pressure like Pep likes to put pressure? Is Haaland gonna put pressure like Pep likes to put pressure? But he might give you something else. He might learn or not learn. I just think that at one point, those 2 guys, when I see them play, they know what they're not good at. So that's why you see more often than not Mbappe going on the wing and Haaland staying in because they know what their strengths are.
You know Pep better than anyone. And it looks like Aguero's time's maybe coming to an end. Is he, not exactly the same, but is he almost similar to Aguero, where it's just about the goals, doesn't get involved in free play or maybe assists as much, Haaland? Do you think he could just slot straight into there for Man City?
I think that Pep has the capacity to make anyone adapt to however he wants to play, especially if he gets a guy young that can understand what he wants. Sometimes when you get a guy that's 30, 31, or that's been playing for a long time a certain way, it's very difficult to change him. You know that. It's very difficult. But if you get a guy early, and he understands also, very important, that he can win playing a certain way, that he can be successful playing a certain way. It's very important when a player feels that. And we're talking about a guy that I think that can adapt, but I think you can never be too sure because, look, Aguero, sometimes, not only this year, and we're talking about one of the best players ever in this league, and I admire him so much, but quite often, Pep left him out in some big games. For whatever reason that you need to ask Pep, but not only this year, and so many times he left him out. I remember a game that we did, guys, when it was snowing at Old Trafford, when they put him on the bench and they won 2-0 still without him, with playing that box inside and the two strikers out on the outside. So Pep has a certain view of how he likes his team to play. And at times, if you're not going to fit into that, it's always going to be the team first. Can those guys adapt to that? Of course they can adapt to that.
I remember that day because you were late, I think.
Oh, wow.
Like Aubameyang.
Okay, that's what I still made the squad.
You did. I wanted to ask you your thoughts on if you were advising Haaland right now, because it does seem like everybody in world football is talking about him and would love him to sign for them. And he's maybe got a big decision to make over the next year or two. What would your advice be to him? Perhaps not in terms of which club he should go to, but how he should plot his career from here. As someone who had a long spell at Arsenal, reached the very top as an individual, and then went on and won everything at Barcelona.
First and foremost, the man, I think have people that looks after him, so I don't have to tell him anything in terms of what he needs to do in his career. But right now, he's on the top of his game already, at his age. I think that this guy can go anywhere and make things happen for anybody. Now it's him to pick and choose, and I think that he has the quality to make it happen. So it's not a matter for me of, can I play there? Am I going to suit the... No. You're going to have, obviously, at one point to understand what the team needs, understand what the fans are like or a club is. But at one point also, that guy, 14 goals, 14 games, 20 goals. What is this? It's just not normal. What I like, with him is he's so big and strong. I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't like to be a defender because he wants to... yeah, exactly. No, but seriously, and I'm happy to see those guys coming. You know why? Because they're real strikers. They want to go in behind. They want to hurt you. Jamie will tell you there's nothing worse when a guy looks at you and goes in behind again and again and again and again. And those guys have that mentality. It's nice to see.
So, Jamie, you're Liverpool owner for a day and you've got loads of money. Who are you taking, Mbappe or Haaland?
I've watched the clips today and I've always gone with Mbappe before, but there's something about Haaland. He looks mad, but in a good way. Where you just think he doesn't care about anything. You see the celebration in the Champions League with the goalkeeper? I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, I like that.
I like it. Oh. You like it?
What? Oh, no. I liked it. No, it's part of the game. It's part of the game.
I'd go for Haaland.
It's part of the game, Dave. It's part of the game. It's nice to see some characters. The goalkeeper gave him some. Okay, but they have to be retaken. Be careful.
So you're the Arsenal owner for a day?
No. Listen, I can't go.
That's my final attempt.
I can't go against my fellow countrymen. But they're different. You have to understand that they're different. If I'm Man City, but Man City, you said, or Arsenal?
If you're Man City, come on.
I think Man City should go for Haaland.
Do you agree with me?
If I'm Man City, I go for both because I would like to think that they might handle that. No, seriously, for me it's very difficult to choose, not because I want to step out of that. I think the different strikers. and what happened to playing with two? What about having the two? I know it sounds crazy, but it is what it is.
It costs a lot of money. All right, well, it's Diogo Jota.